Good morning. It is day 18 on the Colorado Trail. And today I'm filming a day in the life video on the Colorado Trail by popular demand. My sister was the only one that requested it, but I think it'd be cool. And I think it'd be cool for me to look back on it too, to kind of like remember what my day-to-day looked like. Because it really is just such a unique little routine I found myself in. But yes, right now I'm camped between Lake City and Silverton, about 25 miles out from Silverton, or like Mullis Pass intersection with the highway. I'm at mile 385-ish, I believe. Day 18, camped at 12,700 feet. Absolutely stunning. I've been so grateful that the weather's been good, because these sections that are exposed for like 30 miles would be really scary if there's lightning or anything, because there's no trees to hide under. You just have to like dive into anything semi-low and hide in your tent. So I've really been grateful for that. Yeah, so this is the campsite. There's my tent. Just got up and brushed my hair, and time to make breakfast. Yay! First things first, let's just capture this one last time, because holy guac, this is probably the prettiest campsite I've ever slept in. Yeah. Alright, we got my oatmeal, cook it on my little camp stove, beautiful view in the back, right outside my tent. Obviously, I rolled that up because it's, we don't want to start any fires. And while that's cooking and thickening, I'm just gonna do a little bit of cleanup of all my crap. Not that I have that much, but... Okay, the tent is all packed away. Now I can eat my oatmeal in peace. And then all I have to do is stuff my sleeping bag and fold up my mat, which will take 30 seconds. Anyways, I'll update you after this. Filtering some water for coffee. I make it in the same pot, so it kind of cleans it. It's not the best, but it works. Okay, as I'm waiting for my coffee to cool down a little bit, I want to say, while this is a decent routine, it kind of varies day by day. There were some days in the collegiates where I was miserable after the night, because it was so cold at night, and so cold in the morning, that I did not stay at camp to make breakfast. I literally stuffed everything in my bag as fast as I could, and then just walked until I was a regular person again. This is a nice morning, a chill morning. This is a daily routine, but it varies. Sometimes we have to adapt. And this is a pleasant day routine, but hey. I'm all suited up. The pack. Oop. And it's time to start hiking. Yay. It is 7:24. So about 24 minutes behind schedule, but that's all right. Hopefully you can hear me, because it's really, really windy. But it's been 10 miles, found a lovely little lunch spot by the lake. Okay, we're gonna see if doing it without the headphone thing is any better. But as you can see, a lovely little lunch spot. I have the lake behind me, and I unpack my sleeping bag and let it kind of air out when I take my longer lunch break. And I just washed off my legs a little bit in the lake. And I'm gonna take my shoes off and put sunscreen on, and I'll show you what's on the menu. Yay! Okay, one of my favorite midday traditions, I guess, is I take my Nalgene and I filter the fresh water at whatever pond or stream I'm at, and then I put liquid IV in there. I will skip this because it's gonna take forever. I have some honey cashews and tortilla with peanut butter. This is probably my favorite, or one of my favorite parts of the day, because I don't feel too exhausted yet. My feet don't really hurt. I'm enjoying the views. I have some good food. Yeah, it just feels like a very nice pause. But yeah, lovely views. Again, at like about 12,700 feet, I believe. All right, we are 20 miles in for our second break. I'm feeling not great. This is about when it hits me. Then I have my break. I'm gonna give myself until like 5-ish. And then we just rally for the remainder because it's always like 20 in a remainder. So sometimes the remainder is 8. Today it is 4, so I can do that. For my second snack, I have this Bobo's bar and some more water. I'm gonna stop about like a mile and a half up to refill my water before the climb. There's only one way to go, and that is forward. Okay, update. I'm at mile 25 and a half. I'm just below, like the highway's kind of like up above that ridge. But here's the spot. I'm gonna do a little time lapse of me setting up my tent, and then I have a lot to update you on because a lot has happened since my second break where I was not doing well, and now I'm doing fantastic. Okay, hopefully I'm in frame there, but tent is all set up, hair is brushed, face is washed. I use these little like wipes that like are compressed. Wash my legs as much as I could, my feet. But yeah, I just thought I'd update you about like why the past few hours have been so good, because obviously at mile 20 I was like actually dying. Basically I met this guy, right? And he looked just like, you know, he wasn't a backpacker. He's just like a day pack or like a running vest on. And like I stopped, I gave him my usual spiel, like, hi, how are you? Like blah, blah, blah. And we were about to get going. Like I was about to get going. And then we ended up hiking because we were both going to like the highway. The highway's right there pretty much. We ended up hiking the next 5.5 miles together, and that was the 5.5 miles I was like dreading because it was like such a big climb. Yeah, it was awesome. We talked about like literally everything because he's from Durango. He's also the type of guy that doesn't want to like, he doesn't like shallow conversations. He wants to get deep. So then we ended up talking. He was like, oh yeah, like, do you hook up with lots of people in college? Like, what's like your hookup? Do you like casual sex? And I was like, oh, and then he was like, yeah, well, you know, my girlfriend's bisexual, so, you know, we're like looking to open up the relationship to more girls. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, you know, like she wants to sleep with girls, and, you know, so do I. So I was like, oh, like, I don't know. That was like the only like moment where I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh, and how's the job going? Like, oh, and who's your least favorite coworker? Like, let's keep it light. He made that like, genuinely being with someone makes the time pass so much quicker, and like, you just get less in your head, and it turned the day around. Like, enough talking. Let's make dinner. Last look at the view for the night. On this little corner, we have a charging station, so I have my power bank, charging my phone, and also charging my watch. All right, I'm eating dinner in my tent because it's actually a little later than it usually is when I get to camp. Usually I'll set up camp like 7, and it is 8:30 right now, so the sun is setting. It is just a little chilly, so that's why I'm in the tent, puffered up, eating my dinner. We have rice, mushroom rice, and yeah. And then for dessert, where are you? For dessert, we have a raspberry fig bar. Very excited. And yeah, it has been a wonderful day. For the rest of the night, I won't do much except for eat this, and also I will journal because I've been keeping, this is really cute actually. I've been keeping this little journal, but yeah, sneak peek, I've been documenting everything. Very special. I'll do that tonight. And yeah, love you. Wonderful day. Tomorrow will be another wonderful day. And yeah, every mile is a blessing. Every mile is a blessing.